Hey everybody, welcome to a new game that we're playing here. Final Fantasy 6, wait, no, hold on, something's not right here. 1x, that's 10, V, that's 5, oh, it's 15. Okay, Final Fantasy 15. Well, to be honest, this was one of the games that's been on my list for a while, and I thought, due to the hype surrounding Final Fantasy 16, we might as well take a step back and take a look at the game that was released quite a while ago. Was it 2015 or 2016? Let me check that out. Sick 2016, okay. But it didn't come out on Windows until 2018. So that's why, in my brain, it doesn't seem like it's that old, but it actually is. So, due to the hype of Final Fantasy 16, let's go back and check this out. I am a big fan of the Final Fantasy. Yeah, why not? Let's do the tutorial. It's been a long time since I played it. I have played a little bit. It has updated textures too. That was one of the reasons I wanted to go back to it. It looks pretty damn good. Hey there, Noct. I'm a weird little dog thing. It's so good to see you again. You remember my name, right? You gave it to me after all. Cactar Emoticon. Is that your name? Cactar Emoticon? This is the old training room. I'm going to teach you the ins and outs of this world to help you along your journey. And I have been a pretty big fan of Final Fantasy for a while. I remember playing 3 for Super Nintendo, which was actually 6. I rented it, I didn't play it long enough to actually beat it. And I really liked 7 and 8 and 9. I had all those for PlayStation. Defending. First, let's practice defending. Hold X to phase. Okay. Nice work. Let's practice a little more. Looks like you're having a little trouble with that big sword. Don't fall over. I don't have a weapon. Hold B to automatically chain attacks. Move while attacking to change the way the combo unfolds. Yeah, I heard that's a real important thing, is the holding the stick while you're in combat. Strike a foe from behind, just blindside for 50 more damage. Circle behind and whack, that's how you do it. Baraka emoticon. Noctis will take heavy damage if you fail to perform the initial block. Stay on guard and be ready to defend at all times. Okay, time to put all that into practice. Attack, defend, and parry your way to victory. Guess I did it. Now you've got the hang of the basics. Say, while you're here, you want to practice warping too? I guess I might as well. Alright, it's warping time. Noctis has the ability to instantly warp to where he throws his weapon. Lock on Y is Warp Strike. In addition to warp striking enemies, Noctis can also point warp to specific locations. While suspended from a point warp spot, Noctis will automatically lock onto a target. Warping and phasing consume MP. Noctis' use of MP into deficit answers stasis, which severely limits his abilities. Keep an eye on MP and use items. X cover and X stand. I'm hitting it. You have to hold it. Yeah, there we go. You have to hold it. Forming a point warp instantly restores all MP. Take note of markers in case you need a respite. Try taking down Gladius with the warp stripes alone. Review warping controls to the right of the screen. Defend and take them as necessary. Finesse D. You only told me to do one move. Review resistances. Okay. B attack. Try striking a few times. Doesn't seem to be feeling it. When striking an enemy, the damage value may appear in different colors. Orange indicates increased damage, while purple indicates reduced damage. Enemies can be resistant or weak to different weapons. Swords do not seem to work very well against him. So you want to try another weapon. Daggers. To use magic, you have to equip it like a weapon. Here's a spell for you to get started. Wait, how do I get to the magic? Select the fire spell and cast it, okay? Pretty cool in a don't burn me alive please sort of way. Find out what he's weak to and let him have it. Okay. Got the hang of it now. Last but not least, how about practicing some teamwork? Last part of the tutorial. I just needed to refresh myself on the combat here.
You rang?
Link strikes. Noctis's friends engage in combat automatically. If they are nearby when Noctis performs a parry or a blindside using a sword, greatsword, or polearm, they may join in for a link strike. Techniques I can perform in his command. Performing techniques depletes the tech bar, which will fill gradually in battle. So hit LB, and then
Pronto!
successful technique creates an opening. Press B when prompted to follow up with another attack. Spend AP in the Ascension menu to learn new techniques and put their immediate effects in use in battle. That wasn't fair. When Noctis runs out of HP, he enters a state of danger. Not only impairs his abilities, it also decreases his maximum HP over time when he takes damage. When his maximum HP falls to 0, the game is over. Noctis recovers from danger with time or when a friend comes to his rescue. Friends also fall into a state of danger when they run out of HP. Unlike Noctis, however, they do not automatically recover and need to be rescued first. Recovering from danger does not restore maximum HP. Characters can still use items while in danger if an item targets only one person. Select who.
Got it!
Team up and take him down. This should be the last part.
Yeah. Yep.
Prompto, you're up! Ha. Try this!
With buddies by your side, you've got nothing to be afraid of. And let's do a real quick recap of the lore. And I'm talking quick. The Six and the Oracle. Old tales tell of 6 gods who stood watch over Eos since antiquity. It is said that they now slumber, conserving their strength, waiting to awaken upon the coming of a plague known as the Star Scourge. She, most pure of faith, is the Oracle, a daughter in line of those said to commune with the Six. Blessed by the astral gods, she calls forth the power of Eos to heal those who are suffering and afflicted. Her devotion to helping all those in need has inspired reverence among her people from all over the world. Reverence to her among people. Our story takes place in the lands of Eos. At present, the world is divided between 2 warring states. Controlling the majority of the world's lands is the militarily mighty Niflheim, an aggressively expanding imperial war machine. The kingdom of Lucas continues to resist the Empire's advance with magic. The crown city of Insomnia stands proud as the kingdom's last bastion, but the Empire has already made inroads in the outlying territories, including primary regions of Lead, Duscae, and Signy. Eos is plagued by hordes of daemons, vicious nocturnal creatures of various forms that strike fear into the hearts of even the most seasoned hunters. Daemons are denizens of the nights, and more predatory among them are drawn to the roads after dark. People now dread the setting of the sun for fear of what monsters might be lurking in the shadows. In recent years, the daemons have grown in number while the nights have grown longer. The correlation between the two phenomena is yet unproven, but scientists persist in their search for a link. The magic of the Lucae. The crystal is a divine cornerstone of the kingdom of Lucas. The stone has a will of its own and channels its sacred power through the ring of Lucae to the monarch who bears it. Monarchs in the line of Lucas have the innate ability to conjure magical weapons. A handful of close ascendants are also afforded access to this selfsame power. The magical barrier known as the Wall has long kept the Empire at bay, and thereby maintained the peace, yet not entirely without struggle. Sustaining the Wall imposes an immense physical burden upon the king, but to let it fall for even a moment would be to invite total annihilation. Okay, I think I got the gist of it. Alright, let's start a new game. When you're in trouble, I'll fly by your side. Take care now and safe travels. Alright, let's actually get this started. In a time unknown, only a prophecy keeps hope alive in people's hearts. When darkness veils the world, the King of Light shall come. Now 4 brave warriors begin their journey, prepared to fight. What awaits the 4, however, they do not know. Tale of the Chosen King, Savior to the Star. I am in a battle. I don't have a weapon.
Knocked! Hang in there, buddy! Stay down. We'll keep him busy.
Knocked! Over here! Quickly, before he strikes again!
Here it comes! I got your back!
Here you go. Let's go!
Just to reinforce how great of bros they are before the fall.
The decreed hour is come. Set forth with my blessing, Prince Noctis.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Take your leave and go in the grace of the gods.
Right.
Well, princes will be princes.
So much for royal protocol.
Not like you had to deliver a formal address.
Your Highness!
What now?
I fear I have left too much unsaid. You place a great burden on those who would bear with you.
You're one to talk.
I ask not that you guide my wayward son, merely that you remain at his side.
Indeed, Your Grace.
We'll see the prince to Alticia if it's the last thing we see.
Yeah, what he said.
Hate to break this up, but Kor's got the motor running. Drados, he's in your hands.
And another thing. Do mind your manners around your charming bride-to-be.
Your Majesty as well. Try to mind yours around our esteemed guests from Niflheim.
You have no cause for concern.
Nor do you.
Take heed. Once you set forth, you cannot turn back.
You think I would?
I need only know that you are ready to leave home behind.
Don't know about you, but I'm ready as I'll ever be.
Take care on the long road. Wheresoever you should go, the line of Lucis goes with you. Walk tall, my son.
Kind of putting a lot of important emphasis on this road trip. I'm just here to have a good time. Chapter 1, Departure. Prince Noctis Lucas Caelium Lucis, sets forth from his homeland with his three-man retinue in tow. His destination, Altissa, capital of Accordo, where he will formalize a union of states through his marriage to Lady Lunafreya of the Imperial Providence of Tenebrae. That was a mouthful. So basically it's a bachelor party road trip. Which is, different from the normal Final Fantasy plot.
I think we can forget about hitching our way there. Thought people were friendly outside the city.
You can only go so far on the kindness of strangers.
You're just gonna have to push her all the way.
I've already pushed myself to the brink of death.
Get up. Come on, car isn't gonna move itself.
Sheesh. I thought the car was supposed to move us.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Can it? Ready, steady.
Push! So heavy.
Unbelievable.
Not exactly a fairy tale beginning, huh, Prince Noctis?
We let ourselves get carried away.
Look, these things happen.
Let's just hope this isn't some omen.
Gladio, do me a favor.
What?
Push this thing by yourself.
All by myself?
You won't even notice if we just let go.
Prompto, don't even think about it.
Save some breath for pushing. Ignis, come on, time to switch.
Nuh-uh, we just switched back there.
And it's my turn, Noct.
His turn.
Oh, my hands are killing me.
You rather I kill you with mine?
Easy there, tough guy.
Any luck?
Only a busy signal.
Hold the phone. Is it just me? Or was it supposed to be way closer?
I assure you, the map is correct.
The map said Hammerhead was right there.
Literally next door.
Looks that way. On a map of the world.
I can control it a little bit.
The world's a big old place.
Filled with wonders.
Tell that to my legs.
You guys even pushing?
Hard as I can.
Everything I've got.
Hey there, y'all kept a girl waiting. Now, which one's the prince? Aha! Hello, Your Highness. Congrats on your wedding.
Not hitched just yet.
Lady Lunafreya's groom-to-be, here in Hammerhead.
Apologies for taking so long.
You best save your apologies for Pawpaw.
Well, that makes you.
Cindy. Sid's grease monkey granddaughter.
Roll her in while I'm still young. Didn't your daddy tell you? She's a custom classic, not some beat-up old clunker. Prince Noctis.
Yeah.
Prince. Like they took your old man and kicked the dignity out of him.
What?
You got a long way to go, son. And that slack jaw's getting you nowhere fast. She's gonna take a while. Y'all get her in and run along.
Y'all heard him. Let's get moving. Right this way.
Now we play the waiting game.
Never liked that game.
Never any good at it either.
Let's see. Timed quests. Oh, chapter 3 onward. Well, doesn't look like I can do anything about that. Thought there might be like a map. Oh, there is, but I can't click on it. Fine.
Y'all ain't never been out this way before, have you? Go on, have a look around. This'll make sure y'all don't get lost.
Now I have a map.
Well, might as well make good use of the extra time.
Some tipsters are at the restaurant.
Whoa! They got Ebony out here. Oh, Ignis is gonna flip. Wait, what's a gill?
If you're hankering to see the disc, you can't beat the outlook at Lestal. That's all well and good, but first we need to get there.
Welcome. What can I do you for? What do y'all want to know?
Nearby havens have been marked on your map. Nearby parking spots have been marked on your map. New outposts have been marked on your map. Alright. That's handy. Restaurant proprietors will tip you off to hunts that award gil and other prizes. Slay the target and report back to these tipsters to claim your bounty. Complete hunts to earn stars and increase your hunter rank. More challenging hunts will be available at higher rates.
Take your pick. You boys are a brave bunch.
I like going on hunts.
Appreciate it. Much obliged.
Okay. That's all I can do for now.
But of course.
I don't have any money.
Take care.
A moment, Noct. We've expended the last of our funds on the repairs. I suggest we confer with Cindy.
Broken down and flat broke.
Adding insult to injury.
Old man's in for both after charging us that much.
Prince Noctis and his royal retinue set out to set sail for the neighboring land of Ocarito, where the prince is to wed his betrothed, having channeled all their funds into repairs for the regalia. However, the four friends must now find their way to earn some gil, the currency of choice outside Insomnia. Alright, let's see.
Yeah, let's pay him a visit.
Something over here. Oracle Ascension coin. Sounds important.
She ain't gonna be ready for a while. Y'all need something?
Hate to ask, but could we borrow some cash?
Oh, now I get it. This must be what Pawpaw meant when he said he was gonna teach them boys a lesson. Told me he ought to have y'all take care of some ornery varmints that have been causing a ruckus around here. I'd be happy to pay y'all for your services if you're up to the challenge. How about it?
All according to Sid's plan. I say we play along and teach him not to underestimate us.
Let's Spend ability points to power up. Cool.
But don't go running around after dark. The demons are liable to rip y'all to shreds. Here, this ought to be enough for a place to stay. Just between us, though. Don't tell Pawpaw.
Hammerhead, pit stop situated in the easternmost reaches of the Lucian continent. Or Lucian. Owned and operated by Crown City-born mechanic Sid Sofar and his grease monkey daughter, Cindy Arian. Unlike most service stations that cater only to customers of the automotive variety, Hammerhead offers food and trinkets for their drivers as well, coupled with Sid and Cindy's frank but friendly conversational style. This outpost serves as an oasis that soothes the soul of roadsters wary of the laden plains. First-time visitors beware. If you want to remain on Sid's good side, remain from talking about the origin of their garage's name. Information's been added to the archives.
Oh.
Okay.
Better make tracks. Ignis, we're going.
On my way.
Rent a bird, temporarily unavailable.
Looks like we found our first targets.
So
Ready, knocked?
If you're not getting your hometown burned down, you have to defeat pests, kill the rats at the bottom of the bar in the basement. Threat meter displays when an enemy detects your presence. Okay. Charge your weapons to attack. Hold B to blitz the enemy with consecutive attacks. Charge weapons on the fly. Change weapons.
You got all those arms at your disposal? Use them.
Impressive.
Yep.
Outstanding, knocked.
Yep. Right there!
Brilliant.
No big deal.
Excellent work. On we go.
Okay. Just out of curiosity. Okay, there's a couple things. Campground. Treasure spot. Another campground. Food spot. Treasure spot. Campground.
Sometimes I wonder if we'll ever sit inside that beautiful car again.
Sitting most of the day was pretty nice.
Napping was even better.
Not gonna know what hit 'em. Let's do this.
Haven't you ever heard? The best offense is a good defense.
My pleasure.
Okay.
Knocked!
Uh-huh.
Forgive me.
I'm amazed.
What can I say?
Gotta love it. All right. We'll be done in no time.
That's pretty good.
Let's get on with it.
Got an A+. A's on everything.
So, where are we headed anyway?
Nowhere until the repairs are done. Then we head for Golden Key.
And after that, we hop a boat, and before you know it, Loverboy's hitched.
Wait for car repairs, then wedding bells in the air. Got it.
Almost there. Give it your all.
Warp strike to catch him off guard!
The Prince of Pain.
Yep. Here goes nothing! Never fear, Jinto's here!
You're on fire today!
No big deal.
Don't wear yourself out like that. Take cover and rest up.
Noctis runs out of MP, he enters stasis. He cannot face or blade warp until he recovers.
Never knew what hit him!
Nice. Mission complete.
Who could this be? Hello?
Hey, it's Cindy. How goes the hunting?
Actually, we just finished.
That's great, 'cause I got one more hunt for y'all. Only this time, it's for a person. Fella named Dave went off, and we ain't heard from him since. Reckon he staked out a spot in an old shack nearby.
Old shack? Oh, got it. We'll take a look.
Of course. It's Dave.
So,
Always
what did Cindy
Dave.
say?
Needs us to find some Dave guy.
He went missing?
Not missing. Said he's holed up in that shack.
It's like, well, if he's not missing, why do we need to find him? Curiosity, okay. Check out the food spot.
All this land, not a soul in sight. Just wild ones. Only things living this side of the peak are varmints.
There's the door on this thing. There we go.
What's this?
Mutant Dualham sighting. Codename Bloodhorn. Characteristics: red tusks, extremely violent. Outstanding bounty on saber tusks in the area.
Knocked!
Get out of here! You okay?
We are now.
Spoke too soon. Remember, they're just as scared of us.
Easy as they come.
Let it be done. feisty little devils. None the worse for wear.
Bring on the next one. Hey, what about the shack over there?
Another shack. Can only be one shack.
Not yet. I've got a plan.
Warp to the windmill.
Huh. What are we looking at?
This creature is known as a saber tusk. It skewers prey with its tusks, extracting game from the safety and comfort of burrows.
That's a bit heartless.
Yeah, don't think we'll be befriending
Hey, Pronto! Stay on your feet!
Well, no, what hit them?
We got this.
Hey, where'd you learn that one, Knocked?
We all good?
Better than good.
Good to go.
Hey, who's out there?
Well, and look who's in here. The man of the hour. Dave, right? Been looking for you.
Didn't mean to cause y'all any trouble. I've been stuck here on account of my sprained ankle. Yeah, something funny about them varmints. I gave them hell, but couldn't finish the job. Still one mean mutt about. Well, y'all don't look much like hunters, but what do you say? Put that puppy to rest for me?
Sure, we'll do it. Well, for the right price.
Well, y'all got guts, that's for sure. Let me tell you where I last saw 'em.
Phew. For a second, I thought you were gonna forget to ask for cash.
Alright, so we're out bounty hunting. Have our first bounty here. Can't I open the menu? That's weird.
It would be wise to rest up before we set out.
Prepare for the encounter by resting in nearby haven. Ignis will cook a status boosting meal for a party.
In that case, let's find a spot to make camp.
The hunters are really out in full force around here, huh?
So they're the new Crown's Guard or something?
Similar, though technically a civilian outfit.
They've definitely seen a lot more action than we have.
Is it cool that we rock Crown's Guard outfits?
Be worse not to. They made them especially for us.
Even got a sweet insignia on them.
In the Crown's Guard, your attire identifies you, so wear it with pride.
Looks like we can harvest some stuff here. Absorb. Elemency, fire, ice, and lightning magic requires elemental energy to cast. Absorb energy from these deposits found near havens and other places around Eos. That's cool. Gotta recharge your magic. One more to go, and we can set up camp.
And here we are.
Camp at Havens to enjoy a status boosting meal.
let's call it a day.
All right. I'm gonna pitch the tent.
See, I told you it was just a road trip with your bros. That's what this Final Fantasy game is all about. Guess they decided to go all epic fantasy, Game of Thrones style with the new one. But this one's a lot more chill. Where'd they get the groceries? Ignis uses ingredients to prepare meals at camp. Acquire new recipes to expand Ignis's cookbook and a variety of bonuses available. Okay. Crispy cheese pizza. Bon appetit. Prompto is documenting the journey in photographs. Review the pictures he takes and save the best snapshots.
Well taken.
Photos of people's legs. Seems about right. Okay, that's enough.
Like a father to her.
Ever since they got back, Sid's been the only one looking after her.
Rather more than a middling mechanic can handle.
All things considered, I'd say she turned out okay.
Well, like any girl, you just need to treat her right.
Treat her wrong and Sid'll stuff his wrench where the sun don't shine.
Take care of the car, and it will take care of us.
Yeah, the car.
Alright, so I think I'm going to leave it here. We'll go on our expedition tomorrow, our first big quest, and hopefully we'll be able to get our car fixed and maybe be able to move on next time. Since this is kind of a special event thing, I'm going to do another one tomorrow. So, yeah, join us then, and then we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll do another one on Friday. Yeah, check it out, and hope you're enjoying this as much as I am, and we'll see you next time. Later.